Welcome to To Be Determined, the entertainment review podcast where our opinions, the loser,
and the punishment
are to be determined. Cue the intro.
Welcome to our podcast, which you could tell in the music is called To Be Determined. I'm Isabella.
I'm Sai, and this is
To Be Determined. And we're your hosts for To Be Determined. I hope you like that intro.
Yes.
Why can't I? Thanks.
Business.
I had an orthodontist appointment today, so ow. I can't think straight.
So ow. Business today, we have The Wizard of Oz coming up, as we've mentioned the past few times. Very, very exciting. Gonna be at the City of Goodyear's Theater in the Park event in the Goodyear City, right outside the Goodyear City Hall. There's like a city square, town square thing.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah, there's grass and stage. I don't know. There's a library there too. Maybe you've been there. But anyways.
Did you mention that it's March 9th?
Yes, it's March 9th. It's good detail so that you can know when it is. If you want more details on that, you can go ahead and follow Kappa AZ on Instagram.
And Goodyear.
Yes, and
Goodyear
follow
Parks
Goodyear.
and Recreation, I think, is the one that they give all that info.
Yes, so check it out. There's going to be food trucks. There's going to be dancing, singing, watching us dance and sing and act. There's
It's
that.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Also, as you can see, Genesis is not here today. She did not crawl up from under the table, which we were expecting, but no, not today. She sadly couldn't make it. There was some scheduling conflicts, and just things went kind of crazy since we've been really busy, so she's not going to be able to be in this episode, but she'll be here next week. Kappa is putting on a bingo night this Friday.
Yeah, Saturday. Tomorrow.
Yes. Tomorrow as the release of this episode.
Yes.
So I was supposed to say Friday for some reason.
No,
but yeah, come see us.
Some of you guys will be in character, right?
Yeah, I'll be Dorothy, so I'll be in character there. I think there will be also Tin Man, Wicked Witch, and Lion. So
just character interactions with all the different characters.
While you're playing bingo.
Yes.
And there's going to be concessions.
Prizes.
And prizes? Yes, and
prizes.
Isn't there some nautical bowls are available?
Nautical
to
bowls.
buy theirs, and so those are now in our
Shout out to nautical bowls. I've never had one, but I really want to try one.
I wish I could have one right now, because they're supposedly, the food's pretty soft, so I'm like, yeah. But yeah, so come to that event.
Yes.
And I think that's it for announcements.
Business.
And
per usual.
Business. So I guess we can get into the movie. Today this past week we had suggestions. We had asked for suggestions for our fan favorite episode, which is what this is. And we got way more than we expected, so we just decided to put it, because usually what we do is if there's a movie that gets multiple suggestions, whichever has the most, we'll go with that. But so this time there were so many, we were like, well, we kind of want to give everyone an opportunity. So we put in a wheel to spin, which if you haven't seen that, there's a reel on Instagram that
of the
winner. Yeah, that's confusing. A reel of the wheel.
Yes.
But it landed on Austenland. And which is kind of funny because that's the one that had the most anyways.
Yeah, which makes sense because that one had... If it has the most, it has the highest probability of it landing on that. I really want to do this. I've been looking at this the whole time. For those who are listening, it's just the camera lens, but it's got this squishy part.
He'll be squishing that for the rest of the episode.
Yeah, on probably all future episodes.
Oh no. Yeah, so we're reviewing this fan favorite, Austenland, which is not of anything to win. I love this movie, right? But I was not expecting this to be a movie to review.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting movie to watch from a critic's perspective because it's not a very...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not one of those movies.
I just find it funny that
makes
that's the one that we got.
Yeah, it is. It is good.
Which I mean, I don't mind talking about it, but yeah, that's our fan favorite.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was another one of those that like I took like 3 notes and 2 of them are basically the same note. So
Oh, really?
yeah.
Well, you want to explain what we like actually do on the podcast?
Yes. So we have a point system. Throughout the episode, we will be earning points through different games. So whether there's going to be like guessing what the other person rated it, guessing what the Rotten Tomatoes and audience score is through Rotten Tomatoes, and then also answering some trivia questions that we have for each other. And then at the end, the loser will have to do a punishment, which is to be determined. You will find out
Very
at the
much
end,
to be determined.
as well by us. It will also be. We don't know what the punishment is.
How
Yeah.
about you give us a punishment? Comment below, or if you're listening, you can do. I think there's a Q&A thing.
Yes, there is always a Q&A on every episode. You can comment, leave a thing on every episode. If you're on Spotify, you can leave one on every episode or on YouTube.
So how about you give us a punishment, and then maybe we'll use one of those, because we can't always use them all, because I mean we've had some from before. It's just sometimes they're harder to do, but give us a simple punishment and we might do it.
The loser has to eat Dash.
No. We're just
Dash needs water.
I think Dash is
thinks
dead.
Dash is dead.
I think Dash is dead. There's absolutely no way it's
Dash
alive.
is thriving.
Wait, listen.
Okay, that's not listen. That's
No, listen though.
Okay. Whoa.
It's
What
like
do you guys think?
The dirt is crunchy.
Are you on my team where Dash is still thriving and going and kicking, or are you on Sai's team, who's a pessimist and pessimistic? Yeah, and is like, no, Dash is dead.
Absolutely dead. No way.
Please let us know what you think. I think he's
I
alive.
have water for him.
Should we try
He
it?
will be alive more now if he's not.
He'll just revive.
Water him.
Cactus, they survive a lot.
Exactly.
I know, but how many weeks has it been?
I don't know, but like think about our cacti
Yeah, it's been
here.
a few months. I know, but they like have sunlight
But look at him.
and also like nutrients in the dirt, and also like they get some water sometimes. It takes a very long time, but they do sometimes get
I still
water.
think he's alive.
There's no way.
Anyways,
We'll find out.
well, we could
Maybe maybe at a certain episode, or if we get a certain amount of views, we can chop it open and see if he's still alive.
Did you just spill some water on you?
Oh, is it the kind with the
He's peeing.
Dash
Oh,
is peeing
no.
all over the table right now?
He's leaking.
He's alive, he's peeing.
Oh, yeah, see? While she's doing that,
Let's get started with the movie. Okay,
oh no.
so this movie was really, really good. We should do the review guessing the scores.
Yeah, you jumped too far
I
ahead,
got ahead. Okay.
I gotta guess your guess, and then you gotta guess my guess.
Okay, over or under.
Oh, what, me?
Yeah, you gotta guess my over or
I was
under
about to tell you.
over or under
Fine.
75.
Over 75.
Yes.
Okay.
I think you were over 75 also.
Yeah, same.
Okay, so we both have a point.
Is he still peeing?
What should I do with this water?
Give it.
Dash is peeing. So,
So
we
you
have to
can all
potty
watch.
train him. Okay. Wait, oh, don't have to guess your exact.
Yes, within 5.
I think you gave it.
Wait.
What?
I realized that I rated it wrong. It's
Okay.
still over 75, but I need to change it. Okay, there.
I think you gave it 87.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, like I.
Not exactly,
Oh.
but 85.
Dang it! I was gonna guess 85 too. Wow. Okay.
It was 90, and then I was like, that's kind of high. But okay, so I think I put yours at 85.
That's within 5.
Okay.
I put mine at 90.
At 90, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And the
Should we do
reason.
the-
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Well, I was gonna say the reason why I gave it 90 is because I mean, honestly, the movie, it's not great filmmaking. It's basic filmmaking.
No, but it's really funny.
It's
really well
script
done,
is
too.
good enough for me to give it a 90, and I've watched...
It's good. And it's very well, I think it's very well directed.
It is. Well, because, like, I've watched this movie a lot. So, like, a lot. I think it's one of the most... I've watched this movie so many times. But, there's a lot of things you catch every time you watch it, too. Like, there's always something new. I catch new lines, something in the background happens.
Oh, yeah, like, the other day, you were like, I've never caught those lines.
I know.
Which is funny to me, because to me, those lines were like, that was the only thing being said and happening.
I don't
So I
know
was
why.
like-
Maybe it's because I never understood what they were saying, and like now I was reading the captions, so I actually gathered what the conversation was.
That's why that's one of the reasons why I always have captions on, is because I will always either mishear somebody or just not hear somebody at all.
I actually really hate using captions, but most of my friends still like to
Use
use
captions?
captions. When
Yeah.
we watch movies together, I put it on. Yeah, I don't like captions. But, I mean, sometimes, obviously, to catch some things. Like, there's some movies I'm like, I need the captions if it's like...
And sometimes you'll catch something that
read it.
was supposed to be there, or like they'll put it in there, it sounds like, but it wouldn't even be noticeable if you were just listening to it. But they'll put it in the captions.
But, yeah, critics score. We guess the critics and audience.
Yes.
What about that?
So I think that people were harsh on this movie.
Really?
I think that the critics gave it 70.
Okay, I think... My cat's meowing. I think I gave it I think the critics gave it 83.
83, okay.
Oh,
What was
no.
I'm so upset.
What
What
was
is
it?
it?
32%.
What?
32.
Wow.
Yeah, I had a feeling that was going to happen. I was like,
Well,
I
then
didn't
why'd
think it was
you
going to
guess
go
it?
that low.
Oh.
But I had a suspicion of like they might go really, really low.
Wow, I
with
thought
this.
that was like a decently like popular movie. Oh, I'm guessing the audience maybe.
I actually think the audience was. I put the
I feel like
audience
that's
at
for
50.
the fans.
That's the thing, is that if you were to watch this movie as just a movie that is unrelated to Jane Austen at all, it would be like, if you've never read any of the books or anything, I could totally see why they would give it such a low score, because it doesn't make any sense without that context.
Then why would you give it that score if that's what it's designed for?
So, I know, that's the thing, is that they're probably reviewing it as an independent film.
Yeah, that's stupid.
They called it outworn rom-com cliches and slapstick gags.
So, okay,
Slapstick.
I would
That's
say...
not the word I would use for that comedy.
Okay, the first thing I'm gonna say about that is, yes, it is a cliche rom-com, because
Well, yeah, but
like our idea of rom-coms, like a lot of that comes from Jane Austen.
sort of, to a certain extent.
Yeah, to a certain extent. And so you have, and also like when you think of old-timey rom-coms, you think of Jane Austen books, or movies at least. Well, not the movies as much, but
Yeah, that's so interesting.
yeah. I don't know. When I thought it was cheesy too, but I thought it was like...
But that's like what makes it fun.
Exactly, that's like the
kind
point of
movie
it.
has to be.
Also, the whole point is that they're going to this place so that they can be in a cheesy romance.
Yeah, that's
Like, they're paying to be in a
there's
cheesy
layers.
There was a lot of cheese in it on purpose.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's supposed to be. There's reasons
I
for
don't
it.
think they grasped the essence.
No, they definitely did not.
No.
It's a smart script.
It's really
It
good.
is. The script's
And
really
the casting.
It was great casting. They
It
just say that
was.
it was great casting.
I could see some moments of like slapstick, like with the fart, like just randomly putting a fart in there is like kind of slapstick, like. But
That's not the
Because
whole
of the old
movie
man,
revolves around
The
that.
old man,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
husband.
it still makes sense though. It's not like it's out of place,
No.
and it wasn't like it was full of it either.
I think they add that because that's the husband in Pride and Prejudice too,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and he's ridiculous. I think this movie shows the ridiculousness of his character, not just here but in Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah.
And they would never do that in Pride. She would not add a fart in a Pride. Jane Austen would not say, and then he flatulated.
Right.
That's great.
So this is just, what the character would really be like in
Yeah.
real life.
Yeah, exactly. It's true.
Yeah. That's one thing, is like reading, because I've only read Emma of all the Jane Austen books, and that one I find that it really, she takes advantage of making things funny out of situations that are like very outlandish and very kind of awkward. And like it could happen.
Emma.
It could happen, and but it's the same time. It's like I don't think that would really happen, but it's a really awkward situation for everyone to be in, and everybody like there's a lot of like weird dynamics between characters, and it's like how are these two people like in a room together at all without just like making small talk or like just leaving? It's just like I don't know. There's a lot of it's a very specific type of comedy, and it makes sense with the time that it was in, and I think that this is a very good way of kind of moving that humor into the 21st century.
Well, Jane Austen based all his. If you know Jane Austen, all her books are written around things that she
Experienced, right?
experienced or watched,
Exactly, yeah.
and then she just took it to another level.
Exactly. And that's why they're dramatic, but there's like a comedy that can be found in it. I think it also a lot depends on the reader or watcher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Some people may only see the drama part, and some people may mostly see the comedy part.
Yep.
Yeah. Critics. Audience.
I said 50.
I said 88.
You're so far off.
Whoa, what?
54%.
Oh, I got a point.
Wow. I did not know people were so harsh towards this movie.
I actually thought
It's
that
been out for a while.
I think it's because it's got a niche.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I guess
true.
that makes sense.
I actually thought the audience was going to be lower because I thought that the critics would give it context. I thought that they would include context and actually read it for what it's worth.
I thought
and that the
vice
audience
versa.
would just be like, oh, like, this is a dumb movie or whatever.
Yeah, I saw it. It was entertaining because I had no idea what it was about. Because it's honestly,
Yeah, I
if
guess
you're
that's
not
very
a Jane Austen
specific.
fan, you're not really gonna
Yeah.
get half of the jokes.
Yeah, it's fine too, because we
I still
were
think
watching
it's
it
one of the
last
best
night
movies.
with like a lot of people who don't know Jane Austen.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't have like that much. It's literally just reading Emma, which
Well,
is like,
that's still enough, I think.
yeah. But like,
But,
I
I
don't,
mean, like,
I don't know
I
who
still
Mr.
think they-
Darcy is, and so like that whole thing, like they brought that up a lot of times, and I was like, I don't know who this is, but yeah.
But I still think they enjoyed it, like, enough to be like,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
it's still an enjoyable movie
It's a
if you
funny
haven't
movie.
watched or read. It's just like you miss a lot, but there's still things to enjoy, like Jennifer Coolidge.
I think that she was the perfect casting for that role because she can literally say like any line and she will deliver it in the most like weird way that she could possibly deliver it, and
Yeah.
it's just so perfect because in Emma there's always that one character who's just like so outlandish kind of. So
It's funny though, because like I'm looking for trivia and stuff, and I read on IMDb that most of her lines were made up, which is why I thought
okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
majority were like, but the producers even said that she could not stick to the script. Like she couldn't memorize. They couldn't get her to memorize the script.
Oh my gosh, did she just like come up with something?
Yeah. So I can see like that's hilarious, but how frustrating.
Oh my gosh,
that would
that'd
be
be very frustrating.
We know how
It worked.
We know how frustrating
We
it
do.
is.
Yeah.
You might know who you are if you're watching this.
I don't know. Would
Shamira.
she? That's the funny thing is that sometimes she reminds me of my aunt, Jennifer Coolidge's character.
Okay, I'll say after. Right. I was gonna say something.
What?
It's fine.
You can say her name.
No. It's. I thought you guys were talking about somebody else.
Oh no. I'm curious now.
We're talking about Shamira.
Yeah. No, I was
Just tell
talking
us,
about
tell us
somebody else.
after. I'm
Yes.
curious.
I will.
I have a feeling I might. No.
No, I just said that though to the whole audience. So now some of you guys are probably hearing this and going, "Is it me?"
No.
No, if you most I would say it's just one person. I don't even think that he listens to the podcast. So
He.
yeah,
I think I know what you're talking about.
yeah.
Okay.
Anyways,
Back into. What? Oh. Wait, now I.
well, that person too.
Wait, I know, that's not who I was thinking.
Anyways, let's get back to it.
We're all thinking different.
Who knows? Maybe there's more than we think. Oh no, the Wire.
Sorry.
I mean, we kind of already started discussing the movie. We
Yeah,
just
it's
got a little
true.
off track, so that it works.
I would say one of my biggest notes is I loved how the cinematography did have that older, like movies that are set at that time do have like a certain cinematography, and I liked how they kept that through the whole thing. They kept those angles, and sometimes they would get those kind of diagonal looking angles, or sometimes they would get those like just off center, and I liked those a lot, and they used them a lot. And it just it gave it an even more feeling like that type of movie, a period
Yeah.
drama.
Oh man, I had a thought that left my brain. Never mind.
It's over there.
Yeah, goodbye. It floated off. It's gone. I don't like that.
Yes. Oh, and all the taxidermied animals.
Yeah.
I thought that was so, like, why?
There's so much. Well,
I was just so
know what
confused. I was
say.
like, why
just
is
so
that
you
there?
know, there are spoilers in this movie.
Oh, yes.
In this episode.
Spoilers.
I mean, really, most of the spoiling is just a romance, probably. But you know, some people get passionate about that stuff. So.
Oh yeah, and now that the spoiler alert's out of the way, I'm gonna spoil the whole movie. I did not see that coming.
With Nobly.
No, because I thought that.
That's one thing I like about this movie. That actually has a good romantic twist.
Well, because it's so like cheesy, I just thought, oh, it's gonna go the way you expect it to go.
Exactly.
It's gonna be, and then I started thinking, oh, she's gonna fall in love with Mr. Nobley, and then it's gonna be like, oh, it's just acting, and then. She gets like heartbroken, but then goes back to Martin. But then they like flip the whole thing around, and I was like,
I love it.
Well, didn't see that coming.
See, that also makes more sense when you know Pride and Prejudice, because Mr. Nobley's character was very much the Mr. Darcy in this.
Okay.
So
I assumed.
So he played a lot, and their relationship is a lot like Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy.
Okay.
So they were kind of playing off of that.
Okay.
Which, I mean, I don't remember when I first watched. I mean, it was a while ago. I don't remember what I thought at all. I've seen it so many times that I don't have that surprise anymore.
Time.
But it was fun, like, hearing your guys' reactions and, like,
yeah,
I know
what?
You didn't expect it, and I don't think Genesis did either. So,
yeah.
I think that's cool.
And I would say the only reason I brought it down from a 90 to an 85 for me is there were like a few small like continuity issues that would happen, and it was like, but it was enough to be noticeable. It was enough to be like, what? So.
Well, it was like one thing that bothers my mom a lot every time we watch it.
Yeah, she called that out, and I was like, that's a really good point. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, it's like whenever she's on the horse, and then she's like, crap, copper package. And then, you know, he's like, Martin is like, okay, I'll just take the horse with me and walk him back and bring you back a new horse. But then, why didn't she just ride on the horse?
Yeah, while he led it away. Yeah. Yeah, there was that.
That's the one that is.
And
like,
then the other thing is, there's always these, like, there were like quite a few, probably like 4 or 5 things where it was like, I noticed it, but then I was like, well, you could explain it this way, but it wasn't made obvious. It wasn't made. There was no reason to direct you to that conclusion, to bring you to that conclusion. It was very just like, it happened, just the way that it happened.
Yeah.
So.
What, can you think of anything specific?
I'm trying to remember. There was one at the beginning. Oh, like they had just got back from the travel agency, and they didn't like signify that any time had passed, and then she already had a gift for her, a go away gift, and so it was like, I guess you could explain that as like, oh, they.
Time had gone by. They just didn't explain it very well.
Oh, okay, I didn't even notice that. I didn't even know that at all. That time was supposed to have gone by.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is one thing. I think in this movie. There's a hard. It's hard to tell. Oh my gosh.
The timeline sometimes.
Yeah, like the sense of time. They don't have a very good sense of time, so you don't know how long she's even there for.
Yeah.
Like you don't know how long, like even the beginning is.
And you could
don't know how long she's in England for. Like it almost seemed like she was there for like.
It felt like a month.
It's like, oh, maybe like a few days, but then when you really think about it, it's like
that could have been like a full month.
Stuff, so
yeah,
that could have been a month.
Yeah, or it could have been a week, or 2 weeks.
So I think it was supposed to be a week.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay, yeah.
Because I think he does say that in the travel agency. It's a full week immersion or something like that.
Yeah.
One thing they could have used what is it when they could have used like the whole like, oh, chapter 1, chapter 2 kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like Jane Austen's famous for her
But that's
books, and
kinda
it's all
cool,
about books.
actually.
They could have used like, oh, day 1 is chapter 1, and everything leading up to day 1 is like the preface or whatever. And so they could use title cards to show that, or they could.
Wait, that's good.
Even name the chapter.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Exactly, yeah.
Does she name her chapters? She doesn't.
Oh, really?
I don't think she does. No. Wait, that's gonna bother
But
me.
even like having a way, like just signifying it, even like,
Yeah.
and you could do it by chapters. And I know like in,
I like that actually. That would be cool.
I really like it when I'm watching a movie or show though, where they'll find creative ways to do title cards. I don't remember. It might have been the latest Emma where they did that. They did use some sort of title card, but they would go to this kind of, they would cut to this. What was it? It was sort of like a backdrop, like a very fancy backdrop, and then it would be like the words were like a part of the backdrop, almost like they were
Yeah.
sitting there or something.
Oh well, actually, that makes me think. One of my most favorite title cards is Wes Anderson when he does title cards, and it's paced out a lot like a play or a book would be.
Yeah.
It kind of depends on the movie. Like, but with oh my goodness, Asteroid City. That one was like supposed to be like a play anyway, so it was separated in like acts and stuff, and I love that.
That's how Everything Everywhere All at Once was like that too. They had the big
yeah.
and they did it
had
very,
their
very fancy. And it started with Everything Everywhere All at Once, and then it did Everything, then Everywhere, then All at Once.
Yeah, that's good. Too.
Yeah. Although I really, really like the pacing for that movie because you get so much information in such a short amount of time.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I don't know, they just pace it very well. But I didn't like. The only thing is like when I did see those title cards, it was hard to tell like because the last one was like really short compared to like the first two.
Yeah.
So it was like you get through the first one, you're like, oh, that's only a third. But then you get through the second one, and you're like, do we still have a whole other act that was just as long as the second one? But it's really short.
Yeah. Well, sometimes like that. It's usually like that with the third act.
Yeah, usually the third act is
Third
pretty
act
short.
ends up being shorter.
Yeah.
I like how it just kind of went not.
Yeah,
on
talking about
Austenland
it,
anymore.
title cards in
Actually,
there.
SpongeBob has really good title cards.
SpongeBob
That's
does
true.
have good title cards.
3 hours later. Okay, back to the...
I mean, like honestly though, like what else are we talking about? SpongeBob.
That's a good point. We should do a SpongeBob movie episode.
Oh
Hey,
yeah.
maybe our next fan episode. You guys suggest it.
Actually, I thought
SpongeBob.
someone was gonna suggest it because we had talked about it the other day, but then they didn't.
Oh,
And I was like, oh.
come on.
But Austenland, not SpongeBob. I feel like I'm spitting everywhere. I didn't really say that. There was silence, and I went there. Anyways, I was gonna say something else about. Oh wait, just first of all, back to Jennifer Coolidge and her lines. Just best part of the movie probably. But whenever because we had the captions on last night. I mentioned this last night. But there's one part when she says really, but in a weird voice. She's like
really?
Really? But like the captions actually spell it REAWY.
Yeah,
and I was
so
like,
funny.
that's great.
And it was like the funny part of it is like it wouldn't be that funny if she was just going really, but like she was doing that thinking that it was a British accent. And that's what made it 10 times funnier.
Her accent.
It was like she was trying so hard to do a British accent, she couldn't get it. And then she'd say things like tally ho and like
And,
all
like,
these things
so-
that are not even British sayings.
The British are coming.
Oh my gosh, I just love it. It's so good. This is definitely one that I would be like, I would want to sit and watch this movie with more people.
I know, I've never watched it with more people before. And so I was watching with you guys last night. It was
it's
really
so
fun. I had not even thought
It's
about
just like the react, like now I want to like get to see everybody else's reactions watching.
Yeah.
So.
That is fun. I never thought that movie would be one of those. Because I used to end up watching that movie now either when I'm sick or just in the background, I guess. You haven't sat and watched it for a while, like full attention.
Yeah.
Which is
It's
probably
just
why
one of those background movies. Yeah. Yes.
I'm trying to think more like to it. It's kind of hard since, like we said, the cinematography, there's not a lot there, filmmaking wise.
Yeah.
The writing is good. I said that. Casting's great.
Yes.
There's
It
not
was really
one
true.
person I'm like,
Yeah,
you know?
it's true. I mean, every single character was like, they were always in character, and they did a really, really good job. That's one thing about comedies is
and romantic comedies.
yeah, I think that comedies in general are ones that are I would say they're a bit easier to cast. Not to act, definitely not to act in, but they're
Well-
easier to cast than a lot of other movies because you can always like in an audition room. I feel like comedy actors have like an air about them. They're more
Yeah.
outgoing. They're willing to just improv things on the spot. They'll be witty. They'll say things like that.
Yeah.
Um.
But then sometimes you get
Sometimes there are
you
quiet
get those
people.
like actors who are funny.
Yeah, but I mean, I should say if you have a good casting director, then it's easy. Whereas
Yeah,
with the
comedies
same
are easier to cast.
yeah, so but with this, I think they did it perfectly. Like you said, I don't think there was anyone when I was like,
Yeah.
what?
Well, and also like what's cool about what the heck? It was, I don't know what that was. What's cool about this too is that you have different kind of comedy from each person, different kind of certain comedians' humor, and then like for
Exactly.
example, like Mr. Nobly, his funny isn't really like
It was
it's
just
his interaction with everyone else is what makes it
exactly like the way that he contributed to the comedy was by just not being comedic, just literally just being dead serious the whole time.
funny. And like
Which fits a character.
Exactly,
Yeah.
He
it
was
fits
not even
perfectly.
supposed to be there.
Exactly.
he's not acting. Like the character
Yeah.
isn't
Just
acting.
being himself.
And what I like too is that he's always reacting to the character somehow. Even if
Yes.
he's like just in the background, you can just see his expression.
Exactly.
He's like, what the heck?
Yeah, exactly. Because you're thinking like, what the heck? This is so
And
random,
he's
and he's like, what?
But it's so subtle and it's so
Exactly.
good.
But it fits a Mr. Darcy character.
Yeah, it does. It's like if Mr. Darcy were in the modern world, which is what was perfect about this.
Size, Pride
Yes.
and Prejudice next.
But not.
Not
Yeah.
to review, but you
I really want to see. I
should
watched
review.
it. I watched it when I was younger. We watched it for school.
Okay. the
And I
movie
remember
or
being-
the 4-part six-part
miniseries.
miniseries.
It was the movie.
Nothing else exists.
Not the
Okay,
movie.
see
no
the
offense.
miniseries?
I know someone did suggest the movie. I won't name you only because, yeah. But you know, who if you're watching,
There is no other.
I'm
Pride and
sorry, but it's not as good as the TV miniseries. And there's no other Mr. Darcy.
Okay, that's the Mr. Darcy.
That's the one that she
Because I
was, like, obsessing
remember,
over.
I have like a memory of watching it and just being intrigued by like, they really used to like talk like that, dress like that, and all these things.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
like because I was so young,
costumes.
I couldn't keep track of the storyline and all.
Oh,
It's just
yeah.
like it was just interesting to like stare and watch them interact.
Mm-hmm.
So
But yeah, we should do the series.
we should watch both of them
Yeah,
and then compare the two.
let's do it.
Oh, that
I'm
was
in,
fun.
I'm in.
Yes.
I
We should
wanna
do it.
that.
That
Yeah.
would be a good one. Yeah. I don't know where I was gonna go with that.
The thing is, like,
Like
I
1970 something version.
No, I don't want
I
that.
could hear the footsteps. Is a baby version of it.
oh man,
Well, the other one's BBC too.
But it's the 90s. It's not the 70s.
Yeah.
one thing I obviously can't do it with this movie, but I do like to watch movies and like analyze them from a literary standpoint of like, why did they do this? What does this contribute to the storyline? Why? Which is another reason you can't really do that.
Yeah,
with this
you can't
movie.
really.
It's just everything that happens just contributes to the comedy of it. The storyline is like, it's sort of second place, but that's okay because the writing is really good.
Yeah.
If
and
that
it's
makes
like,
sense. The storyline's very simple. I mean, it's really,
simple.
really simple. It's not complicated.
But
at all.
like it's simple, but they turned it into something a little more complicated than you would expect. I guess.
It's like it's so simple, but it's also
They
hard to
changed
follow.
enough
Exactly. They just like they just kind of made it like a mystery.
Yeah.
They made it a very simple mystery too. I mean, like when I saw the ending, I was like, I think the entire reason I didn't see it coming was because I was so focused on
an
the funny
expectation.
things.
and
So I was thinking, like, they're just gonna focus on the funny things. There's not gonna be any like actual drama that's unexpected. So my brain was just thinking, like, okay, there you have you have all these like funny things, then what I'm thinking is going to happen, but I'm okay with that because it's going to play out so comedically.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it didn't happen, and then it was still comedic.
So that makes it better.
Exactly.
It's like they
true.
layered it very well.
Yeah.
And the actress for Amelia, that girl.
Yes, she's so funny.
So it's funny because the whole time she's doing like a bad British accent or whatever, and then at the end you find out she's American.
Yeah.
But the actress is actually British.
Okay, yeah. I was going to ask that. I was going to ask if she's actually British, because I thought it was funny. And also, like, because her accent at the end was, like, kind of stereotypical American accent.
Yeah.
And so it was really funny.
Yeah.
And her facial expressions. Like,
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean, the
so
accent
hilarious.
wasn't even...
But she's also like doing all this, like, what?
Exactly. I mean, it was so... Because it wasn't even her first time coming to this place. She was like, she had this whole storyline written in her head.
I know.
She had like all these things, and she was like skipping around, and like you said, she was like, come over here, or come hither, and like all these things. Oh, it's so funny.
Sister.
Yes.
But, yeah, I think that was funny. And I just find it funny that she has to do, even though he is British, a not so good British accent.
Yeah, she had to like make it a bad British.
I know, so that's like, that's impressive.
Yeah.
That'd be
true.
hard to do. Like, I can't imagine doing a bad American accent.
Just do like a stereotypical American accent. Like,
I guess, but there are people that talk like that.
well, yeah, it's all based off of people who like really talk like
Yeah.
that.
So, yeah. I can't. I want to do more notes on the movie, and I want to talk about more. But
I
can't-
legitimately don't think there's much more to...
it's kind of hard to analyze it, too. Since it's a
yeah,
comedy.
exactly.
But, can I give my little fun facts? But the one thing that was kind of fun last night is that I was laughing ahead of time because I knew the lines that were coming up. So
And also, I could kind of like... I did
you
too,
could
some of them,
read
because
it.
sometimes I read them first. But I actually, that's another reason I like them, is 'cause sometimes I'll, like with the rewind, I read it and I was like, what? And then she said it, and it made it like 10 times funnier, because I was like already expecting her to say it, but I was confused. So, really?
But yeah, and there's a lot of stuff I forgot about for some reason. Like when the play part came.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, for some reason, I was like, I forgot about this, and I just started laughing before it even came up.
Yes,
I'm
that
like
part was
over there
awesome.
at her. I'm like, I forgot about this part, and I just started laughing.
And then whenever she like came out of the clam, I was like, oh, Birth of Venus, because it's like, that's a painting, and that's like mythology.
yeah.
I think it's either Roman or Greek mythology. Well, it's technically both. But anyways, so I was like, oh, it's Venus, and then she said Aphrodite, and I was like, I was like, oh, I was wrong, and then I was like, did they just say the wrong goddess name? I ended up looking it up though, and it's the same.
Does it mean the same?
It's the same thing, but it's a different names for different mythology, and I'm sure the stories are different in those different mythologies. But the painting, I guess, those two goddesses have like the same birth from the clam. I don't know if you've seen the painting. There's like a famous painting where she's like, there's like a big clam, and she's like standing there like coming out of the clam, and then
And that's
there's like people coming around it.
I did
and that's
not
like
know
what it's
about.
based off of.
That's interesting. I had no idea that existed.
Yeah, wait, there's another movie that kind of ties into.
Okay.
Wait, it has to do with a magic.
What?
No, it was All the Light We Cannot See.
Oh.
That gemstone. It was.
Oh, because they're talking about. Oh.
Wait, no, never mind. That's a different goddess. And so Aphrodite and Venus are the goddess of the sea, but in that one, it was a different god that was the god of the sea, I guess. But then it was the goddess of the sky made the stone for the god of the sea. Anyways,
Okay. I don't know.
mythology is fun.
Fun. Who knew
Okay.
we would be getting to that in
I
the
know.
review of Austenland?
Well, I mean, we've already had 2 Greek mythology related. Or
True.
Greek or Roman. I don't remember which one's which.
Well, Percy Jackson's.
Oh,
Greek.
wait, we should do Hercules and get into that mythology.
And then talking about whatever that live action thing they're doing.
I wonder if they're going to keep it original to the movie or if they're going to change it so it fits the mythology. Because the
If they
cartoon...
change it to fit the mythology,
That'll
it should
be
not
really
be
dumb.
Disney.
It's true, that would be dumb. But...
It's like what they did with, what was it? They did that with something like Mulan or something. I'm like, well, I don't give a crap. I want to see Mulan.
I'll just say the cartoon version.
Like, that I want to see what Disney made. Because it's Disney, I'm expecting that.
Yeah.
I didn't even watch that movie. Okay. She has to go cook. She was trying to be discreet about it. But she's like, I have to cook. That's
Anyway,
fine.
so should we do the trivia?
Oh, yeah, trivia.
Okay.
It's trivia time. What's the answer?
Just see the trivia.
She's going to stay to watch
Okay,
the
good,
trivia.
good. Okay. So you have 2 points, I have 3, so does that mean you guess
That means
first, or you say your question first?
I guess first.
You guess first. Okay, so, first question. What is the name of the woman who runs Austenland? Like, owns it?
Mrs. Wattlesbrook.
Yes.
I don't know her first name, though. Did I ever say her first name?
I don't know. I just put Mrs. Wattlebrook.
Yeah.
Okay, we're tied at 3-3.
Okay. Most of these came from her, I'm just going to say.
Okay. Hopefully they're not too difficult.
Why did Captain East arrive late?
He was fighting a... Wait, the character?
Like the person.
Oh, the person, not the character?
Yes.
Like, the actor. Why was the actor late to Austenland?
Yeah.
Okay, like, late to his job.
No, I'm kind of curious of what your other answer was. I don't remember what his excuse is.
He tells the whole story.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's something about he was
that's
fighting
the
a
whole
battle and then he was the
story.
last one left, but he still
Oh,
did the
I
battle.
didn't realize that was tied
Yeah.
into why he was supposedly late. But I meant like, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
okay.
The actor.
The actor, yeah.
I don't even remember him saying anything about... I thought that was all planned in the movie. Like, I thought that they were like, oh, then this character's going to drop in as part of the paid-for
Just
storyline.
like,
I'll make something
about
up.
what
He was doing a music video.
no, that's
Oh.
close. He was filming. Well, I think he was filming that show or whatever that.
Oh, I
She
thought that was a
was
music
what?
video.
You should have a point for that.
Yeah.
Okay, half a
It's
point, okay.
filming. No, it's just like a soap opera or something, right?
Oh, okay. Well, I thought it was something else, and I was like, they wouldn't do that. And so I was like, okay, I'll just send you a video. So,
That's so dumb.
We'll leave it at that.
yeah, we'll leave it as soap opera. Anyways, okay, so in the commercial at the beginning, Miss Wattlesbrook, I guess it'd be Mrs.
It's Mrs.
Mrs. Wattlesbrook was holding a taxidermied animal. What animal was it?
A lamb.
Yeah.
I remember. Bad. Because I don't know why that part always gets to me.
Okay.
That probably makes no sense if you haven't seen it. They just randomly go bad.
I don't even really remember that.
Really? Like, because it's like in the background, like very subtly, it's like supposedly the sheep baths. But it's like a very
Oh.
obviously they're just recording it over because it's not real sheep.
I don't remember that.
Really?
But I remember
That's something I feel like you would
there's
have caught.
yeah. I think I was just so focused at like, why is there a taxidermied sheep?
Yeah. Okay. Don't kill me for. Well, no. I gave. You know what? I'm just gonna ask a question.
Okay.
Okay. When Jane was talking to her best friend on the phone, what did her best friend tell her to buy back? This is when she was in she was at Austin.
Okay, so
Just come back home and buy your.
I heard that word, but I didn't know what that was. So I was confused at that.
What?
So I was like, I don't
Wow,
know what
this
it is.
doesn't help at all.
So-
Do you remember like what the word is?
No, that's the
Because I was
thing.
gonna
Because
say
I heard it and I was
either
like, I don't know
what the
what
word
that is.
is or what like
It means?
like either what that is, like what or whatever that is.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. So it started with a
that's
T.
kinda hard. It did.
And
it does.
when I heard it, I was like, does that just mean like her apartment? Was that just another name for apartment? And so I just assumed that and then just ignored it. Okay.
It's not.
What was it?
So I
What's the
never
word?
caught the word, but I knew what she can actually was her.
What's the word?
A tercel, which is a car. Type,
Oh, it's a car.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
But I was like hoping that you probably thought you wouldn't know what the tercel, but I was like, oh well, I'll still give him a point because it's a car.
Okay, yeah.
But you were like, I don't even know.
I don't know
So
what a
I was like,
tercel
oh.
is.
That was a hard one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Who directed Austenland?
Oh, I can't pronounce her name right. Jerusha Hess.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I'm glad I always write that down. Wait, I should have told you that though. Dang.
Fun fact: her husband directed Napoleon Dynamite.
Yes. And her husband's actually the travel agent in the movie. I think that's fun. Which makes sense for the humor.
Okay, so no matter what, I lose.
Well, I have you. Oh.
You can still do
Well, I still give you.
Unless I get
Well,
unless I
don't have
get
a
1.5
bonus.
points from
I
this
still have to
question.
do. I don't. No, that's impossible. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Where is Martin actually from? Wait, did you ask me? Wait, did you ask me a lot?
No, I see 3.
What was the last thing you asked me?
The director.
Oh yeah, no. I'm a little out of it, you guys. Like, yeah. Never mind.
I know. I'm trying to think.
Because they talk about it at the end a little bit.
I know. I see the scene.
When they're in the airport.
I know. See, at first I was like, an answer came to my head, and then I was like, no, maybe it's this other thing. But then now I'm questioning if he was even American. I don't think he was now. So.
Well, his accent was real.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is because I was like, he didn't stop using an accent at the end.
Yeah, no, his accent's real.
Yeah, so he would be from.
Just put it here.
I don't know, Wales,
No, New Zealand.
New Zealand.
'Cause
Yeah, no idea.
Mr. Nobly's calls him. He says some. What was the exact line? A Kiwi actor.
that can get a job.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So and Kiwi's New Zealand.
Yes.
But yeah.
Punishment for me.
Oh, how many points did we get?
I got 3.5 and you got 5.
Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, the punishment's still to be determined, though, because
Yes.
we still don't know what it is. So.
Unless we come up with something and get it recorded as soon as possible, so that we have more time to do stuff next week.
Yeah.
That words.
But right now, I can't think of nothing. So
Yeah.
give us your suggestions, please. Which I guess is something that we would have to record after this releases then. Which is fine. I don't think I was going to be able to do it anytime soon, to be honest.
Unless we use one from an older episode that somebody commented on.
Oh, yeah.
Or we
can do
come
that
up with
too.
something. So
But we want you guys to participate.
comment anyways, because we may use your punishment.
And even if we don't use that in the next episode or this episode.
We will save it and use it eventually.
Yeah.
Yes, we have like a list of punishments that we have saved. Some of them we can't use though because
Yeah.
we can't. But a lot
Yeah.
of yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It's weird now you start to do. No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
Now a time for trailer.
Oh yes, I forgot about that.
I have it ready. Already.
My phone is so heavy it left an imprint.
What?
in the table.
Wait, can I feel your phone? Wait, how heavy is it? Whoa! Why is it so? Oh, is it because of the magnet thingy, McGig?
No,
don't
it's
know.
not. It's not a magnet.
Oh, I thought it was. Then why was it sticking to the trash can?
Well, because it's a MagSafe charger. Most iPhone chargers now, or not a charger, case. You know how like you see those cases that have the circle in the line?
No.
Yeah, or like
My dog wants out. I
Wait,
don't
you
know
don't
what you're
know
talking about.
It's like there's a circle and then there's a little line under it in the case.
I don't know why I don't know.
And have you heard the word like MagSafe?
I think.
So that's like you see there are certain car things that you can just set your phone on and it's got a magnet in it and it holds it.
Yeah.
And it's just like how your phone already has like a charging receiver.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
basically it just transports it. It just makes it so it'll work through the case basically. Anyways, and that includes a magnet.
Okay, well, time for the trailer.
Technology.
So, it was not today of releasing, but today of recording. Like, as we're recording, this new trailer for Avatar: The Last Airbender came out. So, none of it, we haven't watched it yet. So, now we're watching the official trailer for Avatar: The Last Airbender. I know we watched a teaser on a previous episode, but now we're watching the official trailer. And I don't know what this is going to be, and I'm really, really excited.
It'll
so if
either
I
be-
scream, I'm sorry. Don't watch this with me.
Here's what we'll do. At the end, we'll either rate it Aang or Ong.
I have a feeling red ang. No ong for me. Okay.
the Fire Nation is embarked on a dark path. And the world might never recover. The world needs the Avatar. It needs you, Aang.
Oh, the music! Ah, that's so cool.
The Fire Nation has destroyed everything in their path.
Oh, weird.
If the world is gonna have any chance, it's gonna need Aang.
Oh, wow.
Right. There goes the savior of the world.
I chased down every hint of the Avatar. It's my destiny.
I'm not someone who can stop the Fire Nation. I don't want the responsibility.
You don't have to do this alone. You have me, Tara, and a flying ball of fur. What more do you need?
Oh, they kept his character, and I'm happy.
The world
wow.
needs you. Remember what it is we're really fighting for. The ones we
Okay, this is crazy how much we have.
I'm the Avatar, and I'm gonna save the world. With my friends.
Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Oh my word.
That looks really good.
I cannot believe how many things I saw in there. I'm like, wait, I know what that is. Oh my gosh,
So-
they did that. Oh my gosh.
I have not seen the original TV show. I need to.
You need to. Yeah,
But,
just the first season at least.
okay.
Because that's all this is.
Okay, it's
No.
just the first season.
And the only thing I'm confused about is why Azula is in it. But that's the only confusion. But besides that, I cannot believe how many things I'm watching. I'm like, I know exactly who that character is. I know exactly what scenes, like literal scenes, because of how well they
They
make
kept the
it
detail.
look. Like it looks.
That's one
like
thing
they
is,
copied
like-
and pasted and just made it live action. That's
Yeah.
how well the set looks.
And one of the things is, like, I'm sure that a lot of that is like a lot of CGI. Obviously, like, you have
Yeah.
to with a TV show like that, and it looks good.
But it looks good.
It looks really, really good. Because I mean, nowadays you have, I mean, like, you hear the word live action a lot, but a lot of these movies I feel like are live action, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, relying a lot on green screen, a lot on CGI. And I think that that's one of those movies that just kind of has to, because of, I mean, how could you literally do that? You'd have to spend, like, I mean, that'd be billions
It
of
is.
dollars. But it looks good,
It
which
does.
is refreshing, because there's a lot of movies nowadays that do not look good.
Yeah,
Looking at
no.
you, Disney.
Yeah. Another thing that makes me happy too is that I was still a little nervous with the actors. I'm like, they looked good, and I was like, I feel like they're gonna physically play the parts well, but it all comes down to how are they gonna act. Each person in that, when they talked, I was like, they sound like them. They're giving off their essence, and they're like, it feels
Character.
like their character
Yeah.
was there, even just from the small little lines they had. And one was I was really nervous about was Zuko and Sokka, actually, for two different reasons. Zuko, just because, I don't know why. I was just like, I don't know if he doesn't really necessarily look like him. But when he delivered some of those lines, that was Zuko. So that makes me happy. And then Sokka, because in the live action, they made Sokka not funny at all. But all of his lines were just sarcastic, just like in the show.
Okay, that's
I'm like so happy that they got that. And I can't, and that's like a month from now. Right?
Yeah, February 22nd.
Literally a month from now. I'm so
Under a month. It's the 23rd.
Yeah.
It comes out the 22nd.
under a month by one day.
But by the time this releases, a lot less than a month.
This is true. A lot less. just
A
like
lot, like
couple
a few days.
Like, oh my word, I am psyched for that. After this is done, I'm gonna go downstairs and watch this with my parents, because they're gonna be like, oh my gosh. And I saw Blue Spirit in there too. I'm like, that looks so good. Okay.
It looks good. It's also one of those things that like it just looks good as a standalone.
Yeah,
thing.
like for someone like you haven't watched it.
Exactly. It's like that's one of those things I'm like I probably wouldn't even have to, like, if I didn't watch it, I probably wouldn't have to watch the cartoon version. I could probably just watch that.
They're bringing in everything from that first season. Like I saw Hey Bye in there, which looked amazing, which does not make sense.
No.
I can't necessarily explain what that is. It's just like a spirit, but it was a really brief clip. But it was so quick, but they had this design well enough that I could tell that's what it was. It's just, I mean, I've also watched the show way too much. But, so the fact that I can, as a fan too, just notice that those things are in there, I'm like, just from a trailer is insane.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And,
I just, whoa, I'm gonna watch it again.
Appa looks really good.
Yes.
Really good.
And Momo, which is the lemur.
Oh yeah. I'm looking at your pops to know. I was like, what's the name of the flying thing? Oh, there it is. See, you said Momo. I was like,
No, Momo is with Aang. Aang with Momo.
oh, okay.
Right here.
So I found him. Well, you found him, but then I saw him. So
Yeah. And oh my goodness. Oh, one thing I noticed is that they did the exact part that's in the opening sequence when Aang is on his air ball and then he crashes into something and gets knocked over. It was like the same
I saw
shot,
that. I couldn't
the
tell. I
same
thought he was on a
thing.
rock.
Yeah, that's kind of hard to tell, especially when we haven't watched the show.
Yeah.
But it was like the same shot and everything. I was like, I don't know if that's even from the intro or not.
Yeah.
But like even then, I've never seen something so like dedicated to like getting
specific.
it.
That's good.
I
That's
think
really,
they
really
care.
good.
They care.
Yeah.
You can tell. But oh, it's 5:11. Okay. Well, we don't have the punishment, so this is gonna be where it ends. But thank you for joining us today.
We shall see you.
I don't know
all.
why that got so solemn.
We will see you all next Monday. Next Friday. I don't know why I said Monday.
Monday. It's not even Monday. It's as recording. Like
I know. The schedule, the days in my brain, like I don't have the brain capacity right now to keep track of the days in my mind. I rely on the calendar for that now.
I know. I'm like, what days?
I know.
Because we have rehearsals almost every night now, except on the weekends.
Yeah.
And like other things. We have some stuff for sketched up. The podcast.
Yeah, a lot of things happening.
Whoa. But yeah. See you guys next week. Actually, I had an idea for something that I don't know if this is gonna happen. But the Oscars nominations just released today, so we should do a review on that.
I want to see those right now.
I'm thinking we should do an episode on that. My dad suggested it. So maybe we'll do that, maybe not, we'll see. But check those out. And follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Like and subscribe, obviously, here on YouTube. And for those listeners, you know, whatever
Everything.
you do on Spotify and Apple I don't know, what was it called? It's not subscribing, like follow?
Actually, I think the best thing you can do on Apple Podcasts is to leave us a review.
Oh, really?
Yes. I mean, following us is great, but leaving a review is the best thing you can do.
So leave a review.
Leave a good review. If you have nothing good to say, then don't say anything at all.
Yeah. I already said like and subscribe, and please share the channel and these episodes with people. We're really trying to build, like I've said before, our subscribers, our followers, and all that, our views. We're getting more, we're building up, and Sketched Up has helped a lot with that. So please share this with people. Our last episode actually got about 80-something views, which is pretty good for how long it's been out. And it got like 60-something the first day, which is good for us. It usually takes like a week for it to get to that.
Yeah.
So it's building up.
It is.
So yeah,
The
help
community's
with
growing.
that by sharing and
Always.
subscribing and doing.
If
other
you know
things.
anyone who's like, hey, this person likes movies, or if you, just send it to them. I don't know where the rest of that sentence was going.
But yeah,
Somewhere.
share it with all your movie fans, whether they're like super deep into it or they just enjoy movies for fun. I feel like we do a good balance of both. And yeah, just let us know like what you'd want to see from us too. Mm-hmm. So we'll see you guys next Friday. And I was about to do the Game Theory outro.
Cue the outro. I'll say it for you.
I have watched too much QT Live. Okay, yeah. Cue the outro.
Bye.
And remember, it is a live stream, but it is a video. A video for you. See ya.